good.
Oh, it is.
Look up My Drunken Kitchen.
That lady is weird.
You've seen it?
I have. To make it worse, I saw her with the Try Guys.
Try Guys.
Oh
Yeah,
no, he hasn't heard of them.
I love the Try Guys. Eugene's my favorite.
My favorite thing though is the Worth It. If you ever seen that show.
I've seen of it, but I've never actually watched it.
Oh, I freaking love it. It's so neat to see different food stuff.
Yeah, it always makes me sad though when I see those kind of shows. Like I watch Preppy Kitchen. He does a lot of baking stuff, and his like apple spice cake I've made and it was great. But he makes stuff that, like so easily, and I'm like, oh my god, how? This takes so much time, and I just don't want to put in the effort. So it just makes me sad. It's like I want to try that, but I don't want to at the same time. Because the apple spice one, for instance, had so many different spices, and you have to be careful with some, because if you use too much, it gets overpowering. Then there's like chopping the apples after you've cored them, making sure they don't turn brown, and like actually baking the whole thing. God damn it. And that's not counting the goddamn frosting. Yeah, I like to bake. Damn.
Oh, bacon, don't get me started. Not joking, baking is the one thing I hated in school.
See, I didn't bake in school.
Oh, no, college.
Oh, okay. Didn't really go to college, so that didn't let me either.
I hated it, but it was also... meh. It was the one subject I could always improve in. Always.
Understandable.
Knife cutting? I aced it blindfolded.
See, that was me with woodshop. But that was funny just because I was really the only girl in the class for like the first 2 days. The other two left. And the guys were all like, oh, you shouldn't be here, you're a girl. I got the highest grade of everybody by the end of the year. It's like, y'all are a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like our final project was something we worked on for probably 2/3 of the entire class. And one of the rules was there's no screws. It had to be held together by the joints and nothing but wood glue. These two guys were like, oh, we're gonna make a speaker box. Like this gigantic, like, subwoofer box. I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. It was literally pieces of... Huh?
Dovetail, that I would use dovetail for that.
Oh, I didn't know what the fuck it was called. That's what they called it, so I was just like, that's what I'm gonna say. But it was literally, what is that type of wood? The, plywood, I think? Where it's like a bunch of little wood chips.
Either pyrite or, plywood.
Plywood, that's the one. They used plywood, they cut out a couple of holes in the front, and literally screwed them together. It's like, that should not have taken you all, like, 8 weeks to put together.
Nah.
Like, I made a full-on, like, table, stool-looking thing, and it was barely offset. Like, it almost was perfectly, like, level, but I had one that didn't quite situate right, so it was a little wobbly. I got 99% on mine. That was the only thing I didn't get 100 on the entire year. And they're like, how? You're a girl. It's like, so what? I actually enjoy this shit.
There's a joint I've been wanting to make for I don't know how long. Uses 3 pieces of wood. It's done in a weird way that it's so solid that it's almost as if it was all carved out of one piece of wood. That's how solid it is. It's almost as... It's about as strong as welding metal.
Nice.
Of course, limitations of wood, but still.
Well, yeah, but... That'd be cool. Yeah, I love that class. It was so much fun. Even if the first frickin' 2 days was us measuring shit. I mean, like, can you read a tape measure? I hope so.
I'd be like, I can read your mom.
Look, he actually gave us like a 10 or 15 page packet, and it was literally just like, this is how long. You put a tool, like a actual ruler up to it and measure it and be like, okay, it's like 5 3/8 inches. That's all he had to do, and people actually got so much shit wrong. Like, how? You're looking at it and counting some dashes and be like, which fraction is that? And you could tell by the length of the dashes that you're counting.
Well, to be fair, there are some people that don't understand fractions and jack shit.
Mm-hmm. True.
Hey, get your butt over here.
Oh shit, I'm underwater. I just realized it's a breath meter.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I needed to breathe.
Just fly in here.
Oh yeah, I have Uno on here. I don't know why.
Uno.
I have Uno and frickin' Monopoly, and Monopoly was because one of my old coworkers was gonna play with me and she never did because she wasn't gonna watch and she had a baby. I could hop on The Sims 4 and fuck up some vampires.
Like,
Pissed at me.
Sims?
You have to buy the add-on for it, but yeah. They're not very interesting. I think I got bit once, and that was because it was part of the tutorial for vampires. And my character was human, so it's like, oh, I'm a master vampire. I have to come and bite you so you know what the fuck happens. Why? It's like, I wanted to get cats and dogs so I could have a pet. I ain't paying $40 for that. I was like, oh yeah, that'd probably be like $10. $39.99. Like, what?
I was the same way about the Witcher 3 expansion pass. I ain't paying that, and then now it's $10.
See, I was looking through the holiday sales PlayStation has right now, and there's like 6 games on there that I've literally bought in the last like 4 months that are now like third of the price that I paid. I'm like, seriously? I just bought these things.
God love it.
I was pissed.
I did that with Borderlands 2, Handsome Collection. I bought
And then it comes out for free?
The very next month, it's free.
Yeah, I think it is something similar. I think I bought it 2 or 3 months before that. I was so mad.
Oh, and not to mention, Tank, I'm sorry about this, but Titanfall 2.
Yeah. I only paid like
way,
$7 though.
I think
quick
the one
question.
game...
Do you have Titanfall 2 now?
Let me check. 'Cause I know I have a Titanfall, I just don't know which one.
Only reason I ask is because it was free on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, was that here like last month or this month?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then yeah, that's the one I got.
Okay.
But there was one game I was looking for, I think late last year, and somebody told me don't buy it, it'll be free next month, and that was Dead by Daylight. I almost bought it right before it came out for free. I would have been fucking furious if it had. He's like, nah, it'll be free for the next month, and it's like, okay, just wait a few days.
So, do y'all want to do Titanfall 2?
Let me see if I downloaded.
I gotta check and see if mine's updated. Yeah, I need to buy another one.
That's better. Trust me, my dad has had so many freaking weird ass fucking hard drives that 1 terabyte don't mean shit to me anymore. I think when I moved down here, he had like a 4 terabyte hard drive, and I'm like, why?
Forgive me for asking, what does he need that for?
DJ.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That makes sense.
What the fuck do you mean I ain't got space, you stupid shit?
Mine's up to date. I just checked.
I'll set it to download.
Mine's be stupid. I will say this, if it's any more than like 2 gigs, I am not playing this tonight.
It's 55 gigabytes if you haven't downloaded it.
Yeah, I won't be playing this tonight.
I won't be either.
That will literally probably... I gotta work tomorrow.
Oh, motherfucker. You wanna
Only reason I'm off tonight is it's New
off?
Year's Eve. I'll be off on Friday.
Oh, so you have weekends off. Sounds fun.
Like I said, I work Sunday night through Thursday night / Friday morning, so... The only reason I'm off tonight is it's New Year's. Would shock the shit out of me. But hey, I'm not gonna argue. Okay. There we go. Now it's downloading. Now I wonder if there's anybody playing Shell Shock. I wonder to see if I can't kill somebody.
What's Shell Shock again?
Tanks. You just shoot people. It's all geometry.
Oh, I just walked into a dungeon.
Oh,
fun.
I'll be with you in a second as soon as I get this started.
Did not mean to do that, but okay.
Damn.
Added to downloads. Awesome.
How is it 2 in the morning already? Last I checked it was like 12:30.
Yeah, same.
That's when I was making food. My food's still warm. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear me chewing at all.
No, you're good.
I just thought about that. I was like, you know, my mic is right next to my mouth. I probably can have them hear me chewing this food.
I eat on the mic all the time, I'm sorry.
I probably shouldn't lay down. That's enough to make me take a nap.
Mama's drinking wine for all of us.
That's a lot of wine.
I'm sorry about that.
Mama's drinking wine for all of us. Well, better count 2 bottles just for me. I don't know about you guys, but 2 bottles ain't gonna do shit to me.
No. Unless it's really good wine.
Yeah.
Then it might.
Maybe. Need a higher alcohol content to it. And it has to be actual drinkable. I don't find very many wines I can palate.
I like anything sweet.
Same. That's why I tend to go with Verity, because it's cheap and it's sweet.
What's the one?
I bought one by...
Trying to think of Barefoot or something? That's a decent $4 one.
Yeah, I've never tried Barefoot. I've worn it before, but I've never tried it. Imagine one like the 1.75 liter bottles. I had one, I needed to grab 2 bottles of it, so I grabbed 2, and one tapped the other, just barely. Like, it's like, tink, and all of a sudden it just blew up, and I'm wearing it from like my stomach down to my freaking shoes. Whole thing.
That sucks.
And it was hot and breezy because we had the fans on, so I was like, I'm fucking cold now. I took a bath in white wine.
The alcohol makes it feel colder.
I hadn't thought of that. I just knew it was cold. It was just down the entirety of my front. And it was early in the night, so I went home and was like, one of these days I'm gonna like show up at the grocery store after work wearing wine or liquor, and there's gonna be a cop there wondering what the fuck I've been up to.
Officer, I'll take a blow test for you.
Yeah, I just smell bad. It's like, you smell like you've been drinking whiskey. No, I've been wearing whiskey though. It's currently in my shoes, flooding them a little bit.
Where you at, Squish?
Where the fuck are you?
Squish Squish is right. Oh, that is horrible too. Try to drive home, there's literally like wine and shit in your shoes. It's horrible.
I just realized there's a directional thing for you.
Huh? I lost my sense of direction!
I have.
Uh-oh. At least it's not in reality. This I hope not.
No, that rarely happens.
Wish I could say that.
Oh god. I'm down.
I'm trying to find you.
So what are you guys playing?
Anthem.
Which means you got a blueberry.
Yep.
Blueberry.
More than one.
Is he squishy?
No, it doesn't. They don't seem like they're too squishy. One of them was soloing shit, so definitely not squishy.
Okay, good. I always love this conversation, especially with people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
It gets real funny real fast.
They're like, what are you talking about blueberries for?
And
are you making a smoothie? And then you throw in like the Red Raiders, which is what we called the enemy team at one point, and then the Green Berets were our squad. I think that was primarily a Battlefield term, though. God, I ain't talked to that.
I found it.
That's a good game.
I ain't talked to that squad in ages.
I'm over here dead, damn it.
Hey, I'm trying to find it.
I'll find it faster.
I think I found the dungeon.
See, it takes you into a loading screen. And...
Yep.
I've been thinking of freaking Anthem as Apex Legends for whatever reason this whole time. And I just realized that. Like, what the fuck? Where did Apex get freaking dungeons? It's like, wait a minute, that can't be right.
Okay, I think he's dead now.
Poke it with a stick. Does it move?
Well, his body disappeared.
Oh. I guess that's a
About 5
telltale
seconds
sign.
after 5 seconds before I stopped shooting.
Ah. Well, then either he's dead or he's the Shadow Demon. He's gonna come back and haunt your ass.
What is this?
Yeah, sorry. I just got done watching somebody do a full gameplay of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, so Shadow Demons and shit are freaking in my head right now.
Oh my god, I love Twilight. Twilight's my favorite out of all of them. More so than Midnight. Midnight is just damn good.
Well, see, I never played it, but I was like, you know what can I watch this long? And so I found that, and it was like 19 plus hours. It's like, holy shit, I'll watch that for several days. And I literally just finished it this morning. And I was watching it for like 3 days.
I want a game like Twilight Princess, but in handheld.
I can't wait till they finally figure out how to make a virtual reality where you're like in a box without like the headset and shit.
Right.
That'd be so much fun.
To be honest, the way I see it, I don't really care about the headset.
Well, I do, because the only thing I don't like about the headset is that I'd put that on and I'd be knocking shit over. I'm already clumsy as it is at times. I don't need that thing blocking my vision of the actual reality around me that I'm gonna fuck up.
Well, that's the thing. If you're in a VR room, there is nothing to knock over.
I don't have that. I'm not gonna go somewhere to borrow this thing. And I don't have room in my own house to do that.
You set up a whole room for VR.
I don't have a room for VR. This house's layout is really weird. The only room I could use is the spare bedroom, and unfortunately my roommate and I both use that as storage, so it ain't going in there.
I mean, it could. You just gotta figure something out about the storage.
Well, I also want to start streaming and stuff soon, but I want to wait till I get my computer, and that's gonna be my bedroom. If I did like the virtual reality shit, I'd want that in the room with all of my streaming setup.
Oh, there's also, Oculus. Only way to play it is sitting down.
Really?
Yep.
That's weird.
Well, you can stand up, but the only way to play it is facing its camera.
I think it's the brand I was originally looking at, or it sounds similar to the brand I was looking at, where they've updated it to where you get me like all the sensors and shit everywhere. Like the sensors are actually on the headset itself, so it will move as you do, without needing like the 4 sensors within your computer.
Are you talking about the, Cosmos?
Don't think so.
Because if you
So
talk about, the 5 Cosmos, that's exactly like that.
Then no, that's not the one I'm thinking of, because that doesn't sound right. I had to find the video of it that I was originally watching. So I think it was a guy on YouTube I was watching. He was basically sent out to like what are those things, like a convention to check out their stuff.
Yeah.
And he had a video actually playing a game, but he spent so much time just fiddling with the controls, being like, "Oh my god, I can pick up this turtle and throw him into the ocean," and stuff like that. He didn't actually play the game. He was just having too much fun just throwing shit.
Your history.
Oh. If you think that's awesome, oh, you need to look up haptic feedback gloves.
You might just send that to me in a message, so I'm not gonna remember that.
Easy way to remember. You know what haptic means.
Hectic?
Haptic.
Haptic.
Yes.
No clue.
Haptic is the thing that you feel whenever your controller rumbles. That's a haptic feedback. Haptic feedback gloves is exactly what it sounds like. It's haptic feedback gloves. No, but instead of a rumble, whenever you go to grip something, it stops your hand, so that it feels like you're actually holding something in your motherfucking hand.
That is fucking weird.
Not to mention, they have a level of accuracy to the tip of the point of a pencil.
Okay.
That's something that's unheard of.
See, I wouldn't know what the fuck I was picking up unless I actually saw it, though. So, like, you could stop my hands, and if I had my eyes closed, I wouldn't know what the fuck I was holding. So you can contort your hand into some really weird shapes. And hold all kinds of weird things. Like, here, you're holding this thing. It's a long cylinder. What is this? Like, I don't know. It could be a tube for my diploma. It could be a fucking dildo. It could be anything.
Like I said, I was about to say that. I could say something about that, but I'm not going to.
Did I do it for you?
Yes, you did.
It could be anything. You open your eyes, there's just a naked dude in front of you, and be like, I'm leaving now.
Well, for me, I would have to think about leaving.
You would have to think about it?
Really? You know what? Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
See, I'm thinking about that from 2 different perspectives. Are you the one who's being gripped, or are you doing the gripping?
It could be both.
And if you're doing the gripping on it, is it on you or someone else? Oh my god, my bird! I think I just went to burp sound real hard. Oh my god. I'm sorry, that was funny to me.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Oh.
wants to do some groping.
Oh, I got me something. I'm not joking about this. I got me a little notebook for Christmas.
Okay.
In the notebook, it has, on the back cover, inside back cover, it has a list of things that this notebook can be used for. Number 21. Top secret grope recipe.
What? What the hell is a grope recipe?
That's what I'm wondering.
Top secret grope recipe? I want to Google that, but I don't want that in my search history.
Just delete it.
I know, but still, it's so weird. Oh my god, my sides hurt. Oh. Wow. Reminds me of the time I had to take a Greyhound and I couldn't figure out who the frick happened to take a corpse on a bus that they actually said you couldn't take one on a bus with you.
Okay, hold up. For every, do not sign, there is a, story behind it.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
So, really?
Yeah, when I took the bus, they have that list of what you can't take on a bus. And one of them was literally a corpse. I'm like, who the fuck is taking a corpse onto a bus? Especially when you're usually riding it for several hours.
Yeah, I don't smell that shit.
It's like, is it in your carry-on? Is it what you're taking on the bus itself? Is it going underneath in the storage? Like, where is this thing going? And who found it? And how?
Corpse disposal?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Hey now, that's pretty tasty.
Oh. Oh. Zombie steaks.
No, oh dear. Deer is tasty.
Oh. Oh dear.
Poor little Bambi.
He's eating Bambi. I wonder where that little deer went.
You need to look something up called, Random Arma Bullshittery. Made by Soviet Womble.
Oh dear.
Made by your mom.
Made by the Soviets. It's dangerous to blow us all up.
Actually, no, CSGO Bullshittery. Because they have one episode where, they have somebody named Cake.
Cake by the ocean.
They have, one of the people that they have on there is named Cake. And they just go, everybody, melts over Cake. Cake, say hello. Then Cake says hello. Hello. Oh.
Hello.
Exactly.
Hello. Sounds like I'm trying to be Toad from Mario.
Mario.
Hello.
That's pretty much how she said it. And it's just like,
Oh god. I fucking hate Elmo.
I love Elmo. I love emo Elmo.
We just hated Elmo. Elmo and Barney. Barney scared me.
Barney was my favorite whenever I was little.
I thought he was some kind of evil creeper and he was gonna like abduct the kids and murder them in some kind of secret basement.
That's what I thought about Big Bird.
That too. This adult, these gigantic costumes going, hello kids! What shall we do today?
Have you seen the 1854 meme?
No. You sound like you're preparing for something, it scares me.
Yeah, it was something that was happening in the game. I was trying to get out of it.
Okay.
Oh, Big Bird. It shows Big Bird and a bunch of kids running. A Big Bird, and it looks like Big Bird is chasing after them. And the caption underneath it reads, "What happened? And what happened in 1854?" And then the next caption is, "That's not the deer. That's Big Bird's kill streak."
Oh shit. Oh dear. This episode is sponsored by 1854. Whatever happened to that one?
What's going on?
Okay. Finally finished that damn glass.
Oh, new shit. Wonderful.
Heck, I had to laugh the other day. I hopped online and my dad was playing, so I hopped to chat with him. And he was talking to somebody, being like, yeah, we don't play much later than like 10 o'clock or so anymore. We're all old people, so we had to go to bed early. It's like my dad called himself old. That surprises me.
I wish I could play with my dad.
Hell, my dad's half the reason I even have a PlayStation. Otherwise, I probably would have bought an Xbox to play with my brother.
Yeah, my dad never really played on on anything really. He hated games. He'd rather, whenever he was still alive, he'd rather go camping and shit. Which is half the reason why I was inspired to get a fucking backpacker's backpack for Christmas this year.
See, I can only do that so much. Like, my grandparents were big into going camping at least once every summer. And I hated going, because it was always like 6 kids, and that was not fun.
For me, that would be fun. Oh,
Well,
y'all don't
these
know
were
the news. Y'all don't know the news yet. I don't think I've told you yet, Tank.
Are you where I'm at? Because I'm in an interesting area.
I went into an area, a space, and it was just weird. I'm gonna be a motherfucking uncle.
Yeah. Nice.
The twins.
Oh, wow. I became an aunt like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. Not sure how fucking old she is at this point.
My game plan is to dress them up as the twins from The Shining at least once.
Hopefully they're mischievous, and when they're old enough, they actually understand what the heck they're doing. They'll be like, yes.
Exactly. And I will be introducing them to anime and shit, and Nightmare Before Christmas and shit.
See, what I'm curious about is that my brother is like the anime guy. He's the Nightmare Before Christmas dude. So he's a lot like you. But my sister-in-law, she's like all Disney and like princesses, and then she's got like the very level head. She's good with money and business and stuff. So there are a lot of things about them that are so polar opposite. I'm curious which one she takes after. Because she looks so much like my sister-in-law, it's crazy.
Looking and actually being is 2 different things.
Oh, I know, which is why I'm kind of hoping she's like my brother, because that'd be fucking hilarious. It's like, you look like her, but you act like him. That's the perfect combo right there. But then again, she could... Huh?
So I'm guessing he is not the greatest of, looks.
No, they're both great-looking people.
Oh, okay.
They're both good-looking, I just think it's funny. Because he doesn't look like he'd be the anime kind of guy. Because he was in the military too, so he's got like the buffness to him. He's rather solidly built, and it's like, okay, this looks like a dude who's always outside, who's always busy. Like, no, this is a dude that will play video games for hours on end. He'll watch anime, maybe go for a run and do some exercise like normal, just to keep fit. That's the kind of guy he is. So he doesn't look like you'd expect, like, the typical anime nerd kind of person, which I think is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But, still, it applies.
So, I'm guessing he, damn it, what's my thought? Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm probably keeping track of mine.
Oh, I've lost my thought because I dropped in some water.
I just found out my brother and I both have a little bit of Asian in us. I don't want to know where that came from. I did the 23andMe like genetic testing thing, and found out after I got my results back he'd already done it. And considering we're half brothers, we only share like a quarter of our DNA. I just find it interesting.
Apparently, I am 1/16th Indian.
Dang. See, that was something my family said we had was Indian. There was like, nope, you ain't got a damn bit of Indian in you. I'm literally 98% white.
Let me rephrase that. My family on my mother's side is 1/16. I have enough Indian in me. If I wanted to, I could go up to a casino and say, "Hey, I want some. I want to be in," but I have to prove that I'm part of the tribe, and I can't prove that because I'm more of a mutt than a actual Indian.
Right. Yeah, that's what my family always said we were. I've literally got Northwestern European is at 87.4%, which is French and German. It's pretty much just straight German, which I can't pronounce the fucking city, the region that they listed here. Then there's freaking United Kingdom, and there's Ireland. I got less than, just under 4% Scandinavian. Greek, and then everything else is broadly European somewhere. I'm just like, I'm probably the whitest white person you'll ever meet.
Let's see. I have enough German in me, I can handle my beer. Enough Irish in me, I can handle my liquor. And enough Indian in me to keep drinking.
Okay, question. How much is enough of Irish and German?
I have no fucking clue.
Because German's 37.7 and Irish is 25.3.
I have no fucking clue. And it's more French than everything.
Well, I don't know if there's any French in me. I don't think so. If I can get this thing to load. It doesn't look like it wants to. It's stupid.
Although I will say this, I do not have enough French to throw up a white flag at the first time of that first.
I'm more of like, I'm not even there. That's no white flag to throw up, you can't see what's going on. Like, your war? Okay, not my problem. I kinda wanna know how the DNA paging thing works though. It'll show you like what regions give you what part of your DNA strands, but they don't describe what each like thing does, like what it's for.
Oh, to answer that, I don't think they even fucking know.
And how the fuck did then they tell me I won't like fucking cilantro?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, that's one of their like traits and shit that they tell you.
Probably because
like,
your body has, already makes that particular chemical.
Yeah,
It sounds
like,
weird as shit, but still.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you're likely to have detached earlobes. Well, that's obvious by looking at me. My eye color is likely to be blue or green. Okay, again, you can look at me. Fear of public speaking, don't we all?
But they didn't look at you.
I know, but still. Okay, this is what I find funny. Mosquito bite frequency, sorry. More likely to be bitten more often than others. Like, really?
I wonder why. It has nothing to do with being in a south.
Well, there's one that I find funny too, is also the red hair one. So it's likely no red hair. I'm sorry, I'm a redhead. Maybe not like full on ginger, but I have red in my hair. If y'all are wrong. And I do not wake up at 8:46 a.m., that's when I'm going to bed.
Right?
And I actually do know a ginger, and he is exactly as soulless as they say gingers are.
I had a ginger for my chemistry teacher in high school. She was freaking awesome.
I also know another ginger, and she loves the ginger jokes, so there's that.
Oh please, I was born blonde. Like, I had white blonde straight hair when I was born, when I was little. I used to love blonde jokes. I thought they're funny. I love blonde. Like, you put a scratch and sniff sticker on the bottom of a pool. Tell her to sniff it.
You're glitching out, Barbie. What'd you say?
The blonde joke where you tell how do you kill a blonde. It's like you put a scratch and sniff sticker on the bottom of a pool and tell her to sniff it.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that one. I was born blonde too. Or gold, rather.
I was white. I had like the white blonde platinum hair. Not sure how that makes sense, but go ahead.
Well,
It was whitish. It was like whitish platinum blonde, and it was freaking straight as a bone. And then naturally, you got turned around and curly and thick. And I don't know what the hell happened. We had Switch tonight.
I killed this one. I killed all three of these motherfuckers!
Flash, motherfucker.
They just keep spawning!
Baby, I'm back.
I got this.
Me again.
You know what? Motherfucker.
Also not.
Motherfucker. Okay. No, I was just firing nukes off.
It doesn't die, nuke it. It won't live. The only thing it'll live is a damn cockroach. So it means it's dead.
I shall be right back.
Okay.
I need to go acquire some more, red velvet.
God, you're making me want a red velvet cake now.
I think I want some too. And I want to go to Rouse's to get it. Oh, that red velvet cake at Rouse's.
I'd love to learn how to make one, but there's so many different recipes for it. I don't know how or which one to use.
Do what I do whenever I'm trying to find a new recipe. Look up a bunch of different recipes, and whatever the common elements are, go with the most basic one that has all the common elements in all of it.
Yeah, I just haven't found one I like yet.
I had to do that with bread, and you know what? Where I found the common element recipe in? My fucking textbook for school.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I know, right?
Of all places, like, oh, I don't ever use my school books. Bread! Ooh, how's this work? I ignored my textbooks in high school.
No, again, college.
Well, you gotta take this from my point of view. I went to college for like 3 classes, and then my computer died because I couldn't take my classes anymore. And they sent me 1 book. So, I don't have a college book to reference, so I go back to high school.
Yeah.
But then again, my college book wasn't much use either, so...
I know the feeling now.
I didn't have, baking in mind. Mine was all business management, like, straight on classes, so there's nothing else extra to it. So talk about cut and pasted dry shit.
I had, a textbook all for, and only for baking.
I would love that kind of book. It's like a cookbook on steroids that actually explains shit.
Actually, no, it doesn't.
Really?
It doesn't explain jack shit.
That makes no sense. It's just a cookbook.
You have to know how to read a recipe in the first place. And not just any recipe, a professional grade recipe. Professional grade recipes are completely different than a regular recipe. A regular recipe will tell you a pinch of this and a dash of that. A professional grade recipe tells you by the grain.
Oh my god, no. Sorry, I'm not counting out 342 grains of rice in order to make the sushi.
No. It tells you by weight. It tells you every little thing that you need to know.
I kind of figured I was just being a dumbass.
And it also tells you everything you need to know to amplify the recipe.
See, my thought was if you had like a full-on like baking class, it would tell you terms and what they mean and how to do them right and that kind of thing. That would make sense to me.
Yes, that's exactly what it would do. What it is. But it's also a recipe, a basic recipe, a professional grade recipe doesn't tell you any of that shit. It just tells you this is the ingredients. Go do it, because you should already know how to do that.
Sorry, I'm not gonna even try to do that shit.
You should already know that whatever kind of yeast you're using, you should know how to handle that yeast. Such as, if it's active dry yeast, you should bloom that yeast first. Or if it's ready to go, ready to rock yeast, you just dump it in the thing and you're done. You start mixing and shit.
Yeah, there's just something that you have to let it bloom, and then you have to let it mix it up some more, put it with the flour, then you put it in a bowl, and you gotta let it rise some more, and then you can do shit with it.
And you always put salt last of dry ingredients, with the dry ingredients.
Didn't know that.
You always put salt last, because salt will kill yeast.
Oh, so this is just with that. Okay, I've never made bread, so I'd never used yeast, so I didn't know that.
And to make the yeast actually bloom more and faster and get it to get really active, you add sugar.
See, I've heard that, but I wasn't sure if it was real, like true or not.
It's 100% true. That's how whiskey and alcohol liquors are made. Just alcohol in general, yeast and sugar. That's basically all alcohol. The sake. It sounds like it's the farthest from European drinks and shit. No, it is not. It is yeast, or rather a bacteria that is like yeast, that is formed in rice, which, by the way, is yeast. The bacteria is yeast. It's just specific to rice. And it breaks down the rice to make sugars and breaks down the carbs in rice to make sugar, and it eats that.
That's so weird. Because the way I think about that is if it's made with sugar, I use sugar as a way to stop heat, like the burning from like a hot pepper or something. Any food that you eat that's too hot, you want to neutralize it. You take a teaspoon of sugar, set it in your tongue, or set it on your tongue. It'll actually absorb that shit. So my thought is like that helps neutralize heat, but you make a liquor which burns.
Oh, hold on. It's actually something that works better than sugar, by the way.
What's that?
It doesn't. It won't feel it as at first, but it does work. I promise. I swear to it. I swear by it. Oh, what is it called? Oh yeah, cream or some kind of fat.
See, that's what I could never get into. Anything that's fatty, I tend to avoid.
Same here, but in the same token, milk. Milk is pure fat.
Milk has never helped me. I've tried that. For whatever reason, it doesn't work as well.
I know it. Everybody says, oh, it doesn't work. It slowly works because you have to give it time for the chemicals to bond.
Yeah, that's probably the reasons, because sugar does take like a more of an instant effect, as opposed to the milk, which takes longer.
But the milk, after the milk is finished, you don't have no burn. Period.
Yeah, and I typically have milk that's either gone bad, or it's already probably to be used for something else, so I don't dare touch it. So I'd just rather grab a bag of sugar.
What's healthier for you, 2% milk or whole milk?
Oh. First instinct is 2%.
It's the exact same thing.
Why?
The 2% was passed through there's what is it called? Homogenization? No, not that.
Homogenizing?
No, it's not homogenizing. It's passed through a filter that has holes so small that it cuts the fat molecule in half. So they can legally say that it has less fat because the fat isn't there. When in reality, the fat is just cut in half. Literally cut in half.
You'd think my doctor would have known that. I had a doctor at one point when I was in like late middle school, early high school. They're like, "Yeah, your cholesterol is high. You should stop drinking whole milk." So we started drinking 2%, which I hated.
It's something that I learned in college that it's the exact same thing. To get away with shit, use 2% to say that it's low fat. I say that in quotes, but in the reality, it really is in quotes lower fat because of that process. Because your body treats it differently.
Probably because it is smaller, so probably deal with it faster than it would have with the larger molecules.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Larger molecules take longer to digest. It's like solid foods. If you don't eat like a full piece of steak properly, it'll sit there, it'll digest longer as opposed to chewing it through like thoroughly.
If you don't chew it all the way, yeah.
That's kind of my thought. But yeah, I had a doctor straight up tell me, he's like, "Yeah, you can't have whole milk." It's like, why? It's just milk. There's other things that I eat. My mom made steaks and chicken and all kinds of crazy shit. I'm pretty certain there's more than just the milk in my diet making me have too much like cholesterol in my system.
Did you eat a pork chop the night before? Because if you did, the doctor would end up saying, "You're dead."
What the hell? Remove me from the server.
I wouldn't be surprised. I had at that hospital, I swear, it's a bunch of crackpot freaking dumbasses. Because the spine, for instance, has 3 sections in it that they can scan through an MRI. And I had back problems when I was in high school because at the time they have kids carrying around like these gigantic textbooks, and you had to carry them everywhere. You couldn't drop them off in your locker because you didn't have time. So I was carrying around like 6 textbooks in a backpack all day. And so my back got fucked up. And they're like, "Yeah, let's take her in for an MRI." And they had to scan 2 of the 3 sections. They scanned one of the ones they were supposed to, and one they didn't. It's like, how the fuck do you mess that up? That's 2 out of 3. Honestly, you should have just scanned all 3 and been done with it. Because then I had to go back and do it again. And they never did give us the goddamn results. It's like, hell, I could have had freaking blade in my spleen. I wouldn't have known. They wouldn't have said none. Like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you seem to have a butter knife in your back. That's interesting. Oh well." Freaking crack doctors.
I'm not dealing with any of this shit right now. I have new shit.
No shits to give. Fuck it up. You kind of sound like you're coming through one of those like push-to-talk speakers or microphones.
Who, me?
Yeah, because all of a sudden I hear like, "Brrr, brrr." I'm like, what the hell? Sounds like a fan or something in the background.
Well, there is one.
Oh, that makes sense. But it's not constant. It's just like, brrr, brrr, brrr. It's almost like you're being muted, and then it starts up, that you're muted, then it starts up again. That's all. I'm just like, what the heck?
I don't fucking know.
Me neither, but oh well. I just thought it was funny. It's like Morse code. God. I'm sleepy, but I can't go to bed.
Where it gets fun. Time to make a statement.
Meh.
Meh.
Let's see what Titanfall is at.
Well.
Oh, Witcher has 4 minutes left. Fuck yeah.
Did you back out of Anthem?
No. Did you?
No.
Oh. What are you
I've
doing?
got a minimum of 3 hours.
3 hours of what?
To download Titanfall.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not going to finish it. It won't finish tonight.
Well, I'm tempted to get offline because I'm tired and I don't need to be sleeping, and if I just stay here talking to you guys, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm pretty sure you don't want to hear the snore on the camera, or on the microphone.
Sorry. You know what I'm imagining now?
Yeah.
Falling asleep, mid Twitch stream and shit.
See, I would probably do that. Just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here for a minute while I think of what we're gonna do next, and all of a sudden, be like, the fuck? He's just been snoring on stream. Sleep right now, because then I'd be up at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't want to do that, because then I'll fall asleep again before work, and then be late.
No. Smoke your vape.
I
I'll
have
keep you
been.
awake.
No, it won't.
Oh.
I have been. I've been using it this entire time.
Oh. Well, eat plenty of pork chops, black eyed peas, and cabbage tomorrow.
Don't eat any of that.
Today. You do not eat that for New Year's Day?
No.
Why not?
Why would
Cabbage
I?
is for cash. Cabbage is for money. Black eyed peas is for wisdom, and pork chops is for health. I don't fucking know.
But considering you eat it and then the doctor tells you you're dead, I don't think that's good for your health. Unless you're trying to meet your ancestors.
Hold on. Pork chops, they're extremely high in cholesterol, so whenever you go in for a doctor visit, a doctor will say, you're dead, because your cholesterol is so high that you should be dead.
Then pork chops shouldn't be a thing. Save the pigs and just get rid of pork chops and bacon, but the world would probably end if you took away bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Goddamn fucking everywhere. It's like, oh, I want to order a baked potato. Here it is, bacon chips everywhere. It's like, I just wanted a potato. I'm not kidding, I was doing that earlier because I was hungry and I was looking at like the delivery services and shit. And I was like, you know what? A burger and a potato sounds nice. So I was like, what can I get on a potato? And they're like, it's automatically got sour cream, butter, and bacon on it. That's all it had. I'm like, I don't want the bacon. It didn't give you an option to take it off.
But bacon.
I don't like bacon unless it's on a BLT. It's the only time I eat bacon.
You don't like a bacon cheeseburger?
No.
Why not?
I literally went to
You're a
Sonic and
monster.
ordered. I literally went to Sonic one day after I got out of work because it was the only thing open. It was like, I'm hungry. Got a double cheeseburger, and then they gave me the double bacon cheeseburger. And they're like, oh, we can switch it out. But I didn't know that's what they gave me. Because they're like, yeah, we gave you the wrong one. Do you want to get your proper one, or you just want to take that one? I was like, I'll just take this one. I don't really care. I just want to go home. Get home, I unwrap it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there's bacon on here. I literally pulled it off. I was like, nope, and trashed. I don't like bacon.
The Legionnaires answered to Tarsus.
Bacon for me has to be cooked to a specific standard. Because people like it soft, almost gooey, gummy kind of bacon. That stuff's disgusting. It's gotta be crispy without being burnt. Yeah, it has to be crispy, like a solid piece of bacon, without being burnt.
You see,
And
that's
bacon's
overcooked.
extremely... Yeah. I don't care.
That's overcooked, and that's blasphemy.
That's the way I like it. I have a thing, if somebody makes a steak, and I eat a piece of the steak, and it has that thick, fatty slice on the edge, if I don't have it cut that off, and I go to eat that piece of meat, I will start gagging on it, because the fats will make me sick. And it's not like I'm physically allergic to it, but the texture will fucking piss me off, or my body just can't handle it. Bacon, if it's not cooked to being crisp, gives me that same reaction. I will gag on bacon if it's not cooked to a crisp.
I like my bacon a little bit raw.
Ugh.
There's a couple of things I could say right
This
now,
one's
but I'm not
Smuggler's
going
Run.
to.
When you're ready for
Good.
your answer.
Good.
But
No.
bacon.
No.
Bacon is amazing.
Save the pork. Eat beef.
Eat beef.
Or if you don't want to eat beef, listen to the cows and eat chicken.
Eat a load of beef.
Eat the damn flightless bird.
There's a there's a restaurant here locally called Gene's Barbecue, and they do Saturday night is steak night.
Steak night.
And they say, and what I believe it to be, at minimum, is prime rib, because it's the exact same slice, the exact same thing that I was cooking at Delta Downs, which was prime rib.
Nice.
Going well. Should be
And
one
it
more.
just, oh, so amazing. But they cook it medium rare, which I wish they'd just leave it rare, but smoking, you can't just leave it rare, you gotta smoke it a little bit longer than rare.
Well, everybody's got their preferences. I used to like a medium steak. Now I'm more of a medium rare person.
Rare Pittsburgh char, all the way.
It's a little too chewy.
No, rare with a Pittsburgh char, all the time.
Yeah, but the rareness of it to me is chewy.
It's so tender. What kind of steak are you getting where it's rare, it's chewy?
I don't know. Probably the cheap shit because that's what they
it.
used to serve
The
us, so I
harvest
couldn't
is
stand it.
complete. The Arcanist is securing the
My
cougar.
favorite steak was
Just
an
needs to wait
Angus
for the
one that
old
was
pig.
so fucking good when I made it. But that was an expensive steak.
I bet it was.
But it was worth it. I actually cooked that a little too much though, because I've never actually cooked a steak before, and of course the fucking expensive one is the one I decided to make my first try.
Bad idea, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little overdone for what I prefer, but it wasn't past medium, which is good. Because if it had been anywhere near well, I'd been like, fuck that, it's just trash. I grew up with that shit, my mom couldn't cook a steak to save her life. It's like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's good. It's like, yeah, that's a piece of leather, thank you.
To be fair, my mother couldn't either, however, she learned very quickly.
Mine didn't. Mine tried all the time. My stepdad loved like a New York strip. For whatever reason, that was his favorite steak. And she'd buy it, she'd make them, but they were always well done. every goddamn time. It's like, if that steak ain't fucking bleeding, it's too cooked. It's like, I don't need to stab that sucker. In fact, you can put it on my plate and it don't have a puddle of blood next to it. It's too cooked. I want to be able to look at that thing like a vampire and be like, I'm gonna suck you dry.
Oh my god. So many things to be said.
So innuendo. Oh my god. I didn't even, but I wasn't even said without intention. Oh my god. I'm so glad that I did this conversation.
Wait, what?
I'm so glad my dad's not in this conversation. Because I almost said something like that after I'd been drinking one night and I was talking to Mustang. And Grim, I think, were the two I was talking to, and he was in the chat with us. And I almost said something, I was like, oh wait, I better shut up. Because I don't think he'd want to hear me say anything along those lines. Even jokingly. I was like, oh dear.
You want to hear something kind of fucked up?
Huh?
I accidentally did that with one of my cousins.
How?
How?
What did you do? What did you say?
It was Colorado, and we were playing Apples before Cards Against Humanity came out.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it was basically Cards Against Humanity.
Just teams. Oh my god. Yeah, see, that's what I liked about Cards Against Humanity. It's like the raunchy version of Apples to Apples.
Yeah.
There's no holds bars bullshit. Whereas Apples to Apples is like, oh, kids can play this, you can make a bunch of innuendos and shit, they'll go over their heads and you're fine. But the kids will be like, oh, I don't understand, what is this?
Don't worry about it, though. Don't worry about it.
Oh, man. Yeah, my roommate has Cards Against Humanity, and I actually have Apples to Apples. And then on top of those, we have Exploding Kittens.
Wait, this is...
I played Cards Against Humanity with my mother for the first time a while.
What a choice!
With my girlfriend at the time, and her brother, and her mother.
So you chose all the close people and their relatives. You're like, let's play this. Let's see how horrible everyone is.
It was their idea. And Mom just jumped right into it and won the game.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
She almost got every single black card.
Oh my god. Dude, last time I played Cards Against Humanity, I think was like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Because some friends and I were getting together and we're like, yeah, let's go to freaking Six Flags with the company I work for. And so we went and we got rained out, so we came home. We're like, well, we don't want to just go home. So we went to their place, ordered Chinese. They're like, let's play the game. And they had like the wizard packs and everything, and it was so funny. One of the cards I had was, the answer I had was a gay wizard who turns everyone gay. And I'm like, that's freaking hilarious. And that's like every, like, homophobe's nightmare. That's what they think the gays are doing. This is, it's like, that's the perfect, like, description of a gay man from a homophobe.
Oh, have you seen the meme about, frogs that are turning gay?
Oh, Jesus. God. Oh,
apparently
man.
there's some kind of chemical that's turning frogs gay. There's this super serious guy, who's big into the, stock markets and shit. And he's just sitting there going so serious, and he's Christian and shit, so he's the chemicals are turning the frogs gay.
We need to reset the power flow.
It's just What the fuck is going on? Why is it so goddamn fucking funny?
See, my thought on like the whole like I don't care what you identify as, whether it be gender-wise or sexual-wise, but I find it funny that people freak out about it. It's like, one, these people aren't going to be procreating with each other. They're basically going to be either adopting or having a surrogate, which means less likelihood to increase our fucking overpopulated planet. So it's like, let them do their thing. Let them be happy instead of being negative motherfuckers like y'all want to be.
I agree.
It's like, promote happiness, get rid of the negativity. It's like, I don't care if you're my next door neighbor and you're a dude and you want to put your dick in another guy. I don't give a shit. Have at it. It ain't fucking affecting my life at all. Ain't my business.
On that note, I will be right back. I make sure you for my cup, which has been empty for far too long.
I was really gonna do the same thing, but I don't feel like going and washing it out to build something.
Washing it out? No,
Yeah, well,
put some babies in it.
I could do that. And that isn't within reach. I'm not kidding. I think it's about. I think mine's about.
All the way outside to get mine.
I think mine's within about 1.5 feet of my foot.
Nah, fuck off.
Don't have anywhere else to put it. Look at your goddamn liquor, man. Oh dear.
That's all. The scars are no match for us. Go release the safety lock.
Wait, my headphones are dying.
I don't have that problem. It's called a cord.
Yeah, well, I recently got better headphones. Well, not recently. Last year? Dang, when did I get these things?
This came out in January. Or February.
February.
That was about the same time as Anthem.
Messaging the Sentinels on this one.
I was actually making money at Rouse's and shit. Give me a second.
Oh, I bought these things like 3 years ago and I like them. I don't gotta worry about charging anything.
I would rather have to worry about charging and actually have good audio quality and be wireless whenever I want. Whether over having to be tethered to my controller.
Let me put it this way. My dad and I both have a temper, and Destiny was a good place for it. Where I've seen him spike his headset and his controller, so mine has prevented me from throwing my controller across the room. So it's like a safety net to have that cord. And it's not a bother to me because I grew up with the cord, so I don't really care. And I always forget to charge everything I have, so...
It's called a wrist lanyard. A wrist strap.
No, I wouldn't want that. That would drive me nuts. I don't even wear watches or bracelets. Ain't shit going around my wrists.
I could say something, but I'm not going to.
What could you have said to that?
At least you don't have to worry about losing your watch. Never mind. Nope.
Goddamn, now you're making me goddamn curious. Just say it.
At least you don't have to worry about losing your watch whenever you're fisting.
Oh man. I guess hopefully it's not a smartwatch, otherwise you'd be mean to butt dial somebody.
That gives new meaning to butt dial.
Oh god, the sounds you'd probably hear from that. Answer the phone and be like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, just somebody quit talking.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh dear.
I hope there are good no shit talking mushrooms.
I could imagine worse.
Shit talking corn.
Shit talking lactose intolerance?
Oh. A shit talking dickhead.
Does that mean the dick is buried in the ass? Oh, the person with the dick? Talk about tucking. Or no, that wouldn't somebody be tucking, is that just be straight up fucking yourself?
I tried that once. It doesn't work that way.
Oh, you straight with that? Tried that once. That's physically impossible for me. I ain't got the right equipment to even try. This conversation occurred to me too.
No, hold on. Let's call them some tools.
That the fact that you just said that. I actually read something the other day. I heard something, and somebody said it was. Actually, it's refers back to Cards Against Humanity. A card that was played was saying "fucking yourself with the dildo on a sawzall." And he's like, "What's a sawzall?" Oh, how do you not know what that is? Still using a dildo on the end of that would be horrifying.
Wait, you don't know what a sawzall is?
I know what a sawzall is. But they didn't. The guy's like, I don't know what a sawzall is. I'm like, it's a handheld tool that makes it thrusts back and forth really quick to saw things with a metal blade. Instead of having a blade, it's got a dildo. Why would that be a card in that game? And you said fucking yourself with tools involved. I'm like, oh god.
I've actually, I heard of that a long time ago, but it was within a, fake article, and there was this woman, she did exactly that, but instead of using, the proper implements, the proper tools and shit, she put one on the end of a saw blade.
Oh, no. Oh, you stupid! Are you trying to cleave your own cunt in half, you stupid shit? Oh!
On that note, have you ever heard of 4chan?
What?
Have you ever heard of 4chan?
I did at one point.
So you do know of 4chan, right?
I think so.
Do you know the image that 4chan is known for?
No.
It's exactly that, but with a chainsaw instead.
Why?
I'm having fun now.
You guys, you might find that funny. Oh my god. Talk
Wait,
about
what?
ripping yourself a new one.
Exactly.
Oh.
Which is why it's funny.
Oh man. A man's dick would be enough for you at that point. Might as well go for a fucking horse. Have enough for pork. Oh my god, ow! That's that on there too. Oh god, why? I said it as a joke! You say it as a joke, it's already on there. Oh my god, so it's already a thing.
Rule 34. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know what that means, and I don't want to know.
Oh, you're about to know anyways. Rule 34. If it exists, there is porn of it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I was expecting something worse, I don't even know what.
Oh, it's far worse than you think. If it exists, there is some kind of porn of it.
Yeah, people were fucking sick and twisted, so I'm not surprised.
That includes the Windows logo. Just the logo.
How the fuck do you do that? It's an image!
It exists. I assure you.
I'm curious, but not enough.
I tried to prove it wrong one time. I was wrong.
And you failed! Makes me think, and they're like, that must mean there's like freaking pornos of 2D Mario or some bullshit.
Yes. I found it.
Oh my god, what is this cover?